It's quite appalling when you read in the newspaper that out of 15 cities which are most polluted, 14 are from India itself. Anyhow, without getting into the reasons, I think the best is to concentrate on the way forward. Now the government has to wake up, the central government has to wake up, the state governments have to wake up, the Indian public has to wake up, that we are heading towards a crash in terms of environment which is going to affect the lives of our children, our grandchildren, and we cannot afford to leave such a legacy behind for our children and grandchildren. In view of that, we at the Chamber suggest that until a concrete, holistic, strategic approach is taken in sync with each of the state governments and the central government, nothing will move. Taking decisions in isolation that today you ban plastic and tomorrow you ban this is not going to resolve the issue. It has to be holistically seen. Strategy has to be made by involving the people of the country for each and every district, and if it's possible for the 6,200 blocks of the nation. Then only solutions will come out, because say the example of China today. China, as we understand, every year fixes a lower emission standard for the entire nation. But then they have a strategy, they have a roadmap, and they walk on that road and they implement their strategy to ultimately achieve that emission standard. So if you see the chart of China, you will find every year that emission standard actually has gone down. So similarly, India has to make a strategic approach holistically for each state, for each block of each state. Then only we'll be able to substantially reduce the problem from the root. But this is said provided the government has the funds and the money, and proper fund is allocated, proper implementing teams at the block level are allocated, proper involvement of the people is done, and some of the people who are living in those villages under the block or in the block itself should be involved in the committee for implementation. Then only I feel personally that things will show signs of improvement, and once it moves, you will definitely see that India will be on the roll. An environment like China, every year we can also have lower actual emission standards. So that is the view of PhD, an entire holistic strategic approach on environment for implementation ASAP with proper funding from the central and the state governments.